So we were pretty close with Conquest, and they released new moments for the ninth inning program, so we actually went ahead and did everything we could do pretty much, and we ended up finishing the ninth inning program as well. So we're going to get that choice pack as well. I also got a finest set 3 from about 220 stars, I want to say, from the program. So we're going to open both of those right now. Let's start with the finest set 3. If we pull a rare, that would be amazing because I would definitely use this Francisco Lindor. But probably going to be a base, but you never know. Let's see who we get. Yeah, Fernando Tatis, still a nice 15K or so after tax when we sell him, because he's going for about 16K on the buy now. So definitely a nice boost to Stubbs. And then as far as the boss for the ninth inning program, we are going to go ahead and take Ronald Acuna Jr. Wouldn't get a whole lot of help from DJ LeMahieu, and like I said in a previous episode, it's actually pretty hard to find good defensive center fielders when you're looking at cheap options, and so that's going to let us put Acuna in center, and then we're going to take out Yaz and go ahead and put Ketel Marte in left. So that's a big upgrade for us. After we sell that Fernando Tatis that we just got, we'll be sitting at about 125K, and we'll try to make a few more upgrades throughout the squad before we hop into some games. Well, we blew our entire load. As you can see, 60 stubs in the top right corner. We pooled all of our resources together. We sold literally everyone we could sell except for Acuna, and we came up with enough stubs to get to 25 collection for the finest. So we did unlock Christian Yelich and Garrett Cole, which is huge for us. One of the issues I was running into is I felt like I really didn't have a good lefty bat in the lineup, and I felt like I didn't really have an ace for the rotation because I'm not high enough level for Kershaw yet. Completing the entire finest collection really solved that problem for us, so we just went ahead and went for it. To get to 25, you have to lock in 3 rare tier guys. So the ones that we chose, or 4 maybe, 4 I think. The ones that we chose are Bryce Harper, Lindor, Marte we already had, and Nolan Arenado. All the other guys were about 12K. This probably cost us about a little over 200K, probably maybe 250, somewhere in there, but definitely worth it. And we had some stubs left over to kind of move stuff around. So one of the reasons I locked in Harper is because this lineup was in real need of a second left-handed bat. We also moved Ketel to second base. We put Josh Bell in at first. Guys, this team is stacked now. This is going to be my ride or die team for the rest of the way, pretty much. I haven't set the lineup yet, by the way. But yeah, this team is absolutely stacked now. I'm surprised I was able to do the entire finest collection, having just started this account. It's really, I mean, getting in a really good team this far in the year is pretty easy. I was surprised and happy, obviously. As far as rotation and bullpen, we obviously got Garrett Cole as our ace now. We got the new Strasburg. And Bumgarner was only going for about 25K, so we went ahead and picked him up as well. So our rotation's pretty stacked. The only guys I'm not really sure about are Strasburg and Flaherty because I haven't had a lot of reps with them. I heard this Strasburg is not very good, so we'll see. But he was a free 99 for us, so we'll take it. As far as the bullpen, we picked up Aroldis Chapman All-Star game. We were in desperate need of a left-handed closer, pretty much. All of our lefties were like long relievers before. We had Blake Snell in there. So picking up Chapman just to come in and try to shut the door in the late innings is huge for us. And then by completing the ninth inning program, obviously we took Liam Hendricks for the bullpen. So overall, I think this team is pretty stacked now, especially the lineup. The lineup's insane, and this is going to have to be our team the rest of the way because we have 60 stubs. So enjoy this gameplay with this new stacked squad, and I'll see you guys at the end. Game number 1, we are facing Slice McDivitt. Me and my golf game are both heavily offended by this guy. I'm just kidding. He's got Honus Wagner and classic Hall of Famer Speedy McBombs playing catcher, but his team is pretty stacked. But he's got Griffey up here, you know what that means. Kerry Wood was cruising before that one, but every time I face King Griffey Jr., I end up giving up a bomb. Bottom 5th now, Josh Bell gets a fastball right down the middle and does not miss it. hits it into that beautiful brick structure in center field. Just incredibly aesthetically pleasing. Lee Smith in the game, still bottom 5th for Nolan Arenado. We ride the away cutter and hit it oppo taco for a 3-run lead. This Nolan Arenado card is just an absolute beast. Top 6 now, Kerry Wood still cruising. We try to challenge Honus Wagner up and in, which is usually not a good idea. So we pay for that one. He cuts it to a 4-2 game, and Griffey is the next batter. Griffey's second home run of the game. I cannot get this card out ever. Cuts it to a 1-run game now. Next batter, Willie Mays. We try to elevate the fastball with 2 strikes. Miss our spot a little bit, and he hits an easy double down the right field line. Very good swing by my opponent, actually. And all of a sudden, this game is getting kind of tight butthole. We were pretty comfortable just a few batters ago, and just like that, Chipper takes a perfectly painted down and away 4-seamer. For a 2-run bomb, our opponent answers with 4 runs of his own and takes the lead 5-4. Bottom 7th, now we're facing Chapman. Ronald Acuna trying to get it going for us, trying to rally. We definitely need to get this run in after the leadoff double, and I think Christian Yelich is going to deliver. Not the greatest of swings for me, honestly. It was an early swing on a down and away slider, but we will take that. Tie the game up. Ketel Marte up with 2 outs in the inning now. Gets a 3-1 fastball and doesn't miss it. Hits an easy single up the middle, and we take the lead 6-5. Big inning for us to go ahead and take the lead going into the late innings, and it's important that we try to keep this 2-out rally going to try to get some insurance runs for our bullpen, who is pretty tired right now in the ranked season's grind. Bryce Harper with a dinky dunk single through the right side brings up JT Realmuto. He decides to pull Chapman for Sergio Romo. Very first pitch is a hanging slider, which we hit beautifully right up the middle for an RBI single. Bryce Harper is actually going to be able to take third base on this as well. That was kind of a risky play facing Willie Mays, but the speed definitely helped us out. Josh Bell takes another slider to right field. All of a sudden, it's 8-5, and we still have runners at first and third with 2 outs, and we're going to bring in the big boy bat to pinch hit. A no-doubter to left field blows the game open, 11-5. We end up scoring 7 runs in the 7th inning. That's just crazy. All of a sudden, we got a 6-run lead out of nowhere. But if you think my opponent's going away, you are severely mistaken. This was a very good opponent who had a stacked team. It's blow-up Sergio Romo game for both sides as well. Griffey and Chipper taking me deep. Still in the top of the 8th. Tough situation here. Hanley Ramirez is the tying run, and he hits it to the deepest part of the park. Luckily, Ronald Acuna is amazing defensively in center field, and we're able to run that one down. Did not score in the bottom of the 8th inning, so now we're trying to close it out in the top of the 9th, 11-8 game. Griffey trying to make history.
And he's shooting for history here as he's homered 3 times in this one. This is a tough spot here.
Ken Griffey Jr. hits his 4th home run of the game, which ties the major league record and cuts this to a 1-run game with still nobody out in the top of the 9th inning. This game is just insane. Next batter, Willie Mays puts a great swing on an up slider, but once again, Ronald Acuna just making plays in center field for us. Really the MVP of the game between the Hanley Ramirez catch and that catch right there. That could have been game-changing if he couldn't run either of those down. So Ronald Acuna, definitely amazing defensive center fielder, and we get the 4-for-4 Chipper Jones to ground out to second base to end the game. I feel like my opponent was kind of pressing there in that last at-bat, but we survive with the 11-10 victory despite our opponent playing amazing. Game number 2, we're going up against the Bronx Rams. We got Steven Strasburg on the mound. facing his Tom Seaver, and Strasburg starting it off strong, striking out the side in the top of the first. Absolutely dominant half inning for Steven Strasburg. Moving to the bottom of the second now, facing Tom Seaver, who hangs a changeup right down the middle. JT Realmuto is able to hit that to right center for a very awkward ground rule double, which is somehow fielded. Next batter, Josh Bell, who has been absolutely raking throughout the entirety of my run, takes a down and away fastball for an RBI double. We go up 1-0 in this one. Top fourth, Strasburg still cruising. We throw a painted four-seamer down and away, which apparently is not a good pitch in this episode. Tony Gwynn takes us deep the opposite way, and Johnny Bench in the fifth blows the game open. My opponent takes a 2-1 lead. He's honestly really only taken 2 good swings the whole game, but that's all he's needed. Luckily, in the bottom of the seventh, we get a four-seamer right down the middle, and Josh Bell does not miss it with a moonshot to tie the game at 2. Later on, bottom eighth now, my opponent leaving Zach Britton in to face Nolan Arenado in a tie game. We just missed that one, but we're not going to miss this one. I don't know how I feel about leaving Britton in against Arenado, but luckily we were able to punish him and take a 3-2 lead. Top ninth now, Liam Hendriks trying to close it out. Actually throws a really good slider below the zone on an 0-2 count, but Ted Williams is able to hit it the other way for a double. All of a sudden this game is getting very intense. We hit him with the slide step slider cheese for the strikeout and out number 2. With Arenado up, my opponent pinch hits Matt Carpenter, so we counter with Aroldis Chapman, and then my opponent counters again with 94 overall Ralph Kiner, which is a card you don't see too often these days. But this at bat gets crazy intense, and we really need Chapman to close this one out for us.
And here's a fastball called for strike 1. He's working on bringing home the tying run, standing at second base. Has them down to their final strike. Here it comes. Good job to spoil that one away, and he stays alive.
When you have 2 strikes on you, as a hitter, if you get something that you can handle, you have to find a way to do some damage with it. That was a missed opportunity.
One and 2. Here it is. To 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Not where he wanted that fastball to be, and it's 3-2 now.
Wow, this is a pretty good at bat right here from down in the
We bust him up and in on 3-2. We don't miss our spot, and he's late on it. Chapman closes it out for us. That's exactly this type of situation why we went and got us an all-star game of Aroldis Chapman for this squad. So we survive again. 2 very tight games so far this episode, and honestly, our bullpen is dying. Everyone is tired. So we're hoping for a blowout or at least a long effort from Jack Flaherty for our 3rd game. Second batter of the game, Christian Yelich gets a fastball up and doesn't miss it. Later in the inning, Lindor gets a curveball down and in, and we just dropped the PCI right on that one. That was actually a pretty good pitch, but an even better swing from us. Bottom of the first, we got our Jack Flaherty pitching, and we paint a four-seamer low and in to get Cody Bellinger out looking. Top of the second now, Josh Bell gets a cheesy single on a pretty bad swing. That's going to be an early okay single. Jack Flaherty, next batter, he himself gets a cheeky single. That one is just late, I think, and Jack Flaherty helping out the cause. Ronald Acuna strikes out, and then Yelich gets a fastball inside, and we do not miss it. That's going to stretch the lead to 6-0 in the second inning, and my opponent decides he's had enough, so that puts us at 863. Whew, that last rage quit win in the second inning was super big for us, especially with how gassed our bullpen was. We are all the way up to 863 rating, guys. We are right on the pinnacle of World Series. So if you made it this far in the video and you're enjoying this series, make sure to drop a like for me, and I'll see you guys next time in episode 6.